Right, because we've all had that thing on the to-do list that's now old and colored with coffee stains, and it's that one that we just almost don't even look at, and we work around it, right? And
well, it's the people who procrastinate the most, and you've probably got a question about procrastination in there. The people who procrastinate the most are the most sensitive, creative, and intelligent people. Right.
Right.
I guess so, right? And so, why? Because it's the creative, sensitive, intelligent folks who glance at something and in a quarter of a second generate incredible phantoms of negative future scenarios of the thing not being done totally perfectly and all the negative consequences if it's not. They just freak out, right? If they just dumb themselves down, and actually a way to intelligently dumb things down is figure out what's the very next action on this. That's all you really need to decide. If I had, and a lot of times there are tough things you need to decide, tough things you need to deal with, whatever. Okay, well, what's just the very first thing I need to do? And not let my mind run out into all the oh my gods and what might happen. So there is a bit of a discipline that one could apply, or directionality. I don't like the word discipline, it's too hard. It's like sweat,
Okay.
But I like the word direction. If you can direct yourself, direct your thinking along these lines as opposed to this. You don't break a sweat in doing that. But it is something that you actually have to put cognitive horsepower to. So that's a lot of the essence of this, why it looks so simple, and yet when people actually start to apply what we've been talking about, it's profound.
Yeah, and it is profound and very nuanced, and it gets quite complex. But that is the way you get over all of those humps. 0 time it takes is one of those things you said. The issue is not time, and it was a fascinating statement. To get that idea that doesn't take any time, but people associate it with time. Is that the point you were making?
Well, most people feel, God, if I just had more time, my life would be better. I could finish a lot of stuff, I could do whatever, and I say, well, if you had 2 more hours a day, you just fill it up with 2 more hours of your feeling of overwhelm and stress and confusion, because time is not going to solve that, right? What you need is space, because to have a good idea doesn't take time, but you need room to have it. How much time does it take to be present, to be loving, to have a creative idea, to be innovative? Those things don't take time. But you can't do those things if you don't have any room. If your head is still distracted and still using your head as your office, and your head's a crappy office. Right. It's a terrible place to put that. And now that's another new chapter in the book is about the cognitive science over the last 10 or 15 years that's basically just validated this, that your head's for having ideas but not for holding them. So anything that's going to be able to keep them out. So you don't have to go very far for me to start coaching somebody. I just say, well, what's on your mind? If you don't have any, what's preventing you from having nothing on your mind right now? Oh, the bank thing. Oh, great. Well, what are you trying to accomplish about that? Great. Well, what's the next action? Great. Where would you need to park that so that some part of you trusts it? And suddenly, they haven't gotten the extension of the credit line, but they are now back in the driver's seat. They're now in the saddle. And that's what this does, is it puts people back in the saddle of their life as opposed to feeling victimized by all of these things that are still not being clarified and managed appropriately that you've let into your ecosystem.